Hello everyone. Welcome to Interview Technical Rounds channel. Before starting the video, I will suggest you to subscribe our channel, because on this channel, we will help you in cracking the technical round interviews. In today's video, we are going to cover questions related to Angular interviews. These questions are for freshers, as well as for the people who are having less than 3 years of experience in Angular. So let's begin with the first question. Our first question is, what is Angular? Why was it introduced? The answer is Angular was introduced to create single-page applications. This framework brings structure and consistency to web applications and provides excellent scalability and maintainability. Angular is an open-source, JavaScript framework wholly written in TypeScript. It uses HTML syntax to express your application's components clearly. Our next question is, what is TypeScript? The answer is TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that offers excellent consistency. It is highly recommended, as it provides some syntactic sugar and makes the code base more comfortable to understand and maintain. Ultimately, TypeScript code compiles down to JavaScript that can run efficiently in any environment. Our next question is, what is data binding? Which type of data binding does Angular deploy? Data binding is a phenomenon that allows any internet user to manipulate web page elements using a web browser. It uses dynamic HTML and does not require complex scripting or programming. We use data binding in web pages that contain interactive components such as forms, calculators, tutorials, and games. Incremental display of a web page makes data binding convenient when pages have an enormous amount of data. Angular uses the two-way binding. Any changes made to the user interface are reflected in the corresponding model state. Conversely, any changes in the model state are reflected in the UI state. This allows the framework to connect the DOM to the model data via the controller. However, this approach affects performance since every change in the DOM has to be tracked. Our next question is, what are single-page applications, SPA? The answer is, single-page applications are web applications that load once with new features just being mere additions to the user interface. It does not load new HTML pages to display the new page's content, instead generated dynamically. This is made possible through JavaScript's ability to manipulate the DOM elements on the existing page itself. A SPA approach is faster, thus providing a seamless user experience. Our next question is, differentiate between Angular and AngularJS. The differences are, AngularJS supports JavaScript, whereas Angular supports TypeScript. AngularJS supports model view controller design, whereas Angular uses components and directives. AngularJS do not support by mobile browser, whereas Angular supports all popular mobile browser. AngularJS do not support dependency injection, whereas Angular supports dependency injections. Root provider is used to provide routing information in AngularJS, whereas root configuration is used to define routing information in Angular. It is difficult to manage in AngularJS when source code sizes increase, whereas in Angular code is easy to create and manage in bigger applications. Our next question is, what are decorators in Angular? Answer is, decorators are design pattern or functions that define how Angular features work. They are used to make prior modifications to a class, service, or filter. Angular supports 4 types of decorators. They are class decorators, property decorators, method decorators, and parameter decorators. Our next question is, mention some advantages of Angular. The answer is, the common advantages of Angular are MVC architecture. Angular is a full-fledged MVC framework. It provides a firm opinion on how the application should be structured. It also offers bi-directional data flow and updates the real DOM. Modules. Angular consists of different design patterns like components, directives, pipes, and services, which help in the smooth creation of applications. Dependency injection. Components dependent on other components can be easily worked around using this feature. Other generic advantages include clean and maintainable code, unit testing, reusable components, data binding, and excellent responsive experience. Our next question is, what are the new updates with Angular 12? Answer is, Angular v12 has finally deprecated the Vue engine. The community has been working over recent releases towards the goal of converging the Angular ecosystem on Ivy. They call this approach Ivy Everywhere. As the Vue engine is deprecated, so it will be removed in a future major release. Current libraries are using Vue engine and it will still work with Ivy apps. No work is required by developers, but library authors should start planning to transition to Ivy. Our next question is, what are templates in Angular? The answer is, Angular templates are written with HTML that contains Angular-specific elements and attributes. In combination with the model and controllers information, these templates are further rendered to provide a dynamic view to the user. Our next question is, what are annotations in Angular? The answer is, annotations in Angular are used for creating an annotation array. They are the metadata set on the class that is used to reflect the metadata library. Our next question is, what are directives in Angular? Answer is, directives are attributes that allow the user to write new HTML syntax specific to their applications. They execute whenever the Angular compiler finds them in the DOM. Angular supports three types of directives: component directives, structural directives, and attribute directives. Our next question is, what is an AOT compilation? What are its advantages? Answer is, ahead of time, AOT, compiler converts the Angular HTML and TypeScript code into JavaScript code during the build phase, i.e., before the browser downloads and runs the code. Some of its advantages are as follows: faster rendering, fewer asynchronous requests, smaller Angular framework download size, quick detection of template errors, and better security. Our next question is, what are components in Angular? Answer is, components are the basic building blocks of the user interface in an Angular application. Every component is associated with a template and is a subset of directives. An Angular application typically consists of a root component, which is the app component, that then branches out into other components, creating a hierarchy. Our next question is, what are pipes in Angular? The answer is, pipes are simple functions designed to accept an input value, process, and return as an output, a transformed value in a more technical understanding. Angular supports several built-in pipes. However, you can also create custom pipes that cater to your needs. Some key features include, pipes are defined using the pipe symbol. Pipes can be chained with other pipes. Pipes can be provided with arguments by using the colon sign. Our next question is, what is an ngModule? The answer is, ngModules are containers that reserve a block of code to an application domain or a workflow. ngModule takes a metadata object that generally describes the way to compile the template of a component and to generate an injector at runtime. In addition, it identifies the module's components, directives, and pipes, making some of them public, through the export property so that external components can use them. This is the end of first part of the video. We have divided the video in parts, so that video do not get lengthy and boring. I suggest you to subscribe our channel and like the video, so that you can check out the other parts of the video as well for better preparations. Thank you for watching the video, and all the best for your future.